and welcome back to this David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's video going to be a preview of tomorrow afternoon's 3 o'clock kickoff in the Scottish Premiership against Ross County. Celtic getting back to league action after the 1-1 draw with Club Brugge on Wednesday in the Champions League. And we also need to remember we've got a big game again on Wednesday evening, 8 o'clock, against Aberdeen, who are currently lying in second place, but we're now 2 points ahead of them with a game in hand and a big goal difference advantage over them. And so the game on Wednesday against Aberdeen is obviously a big game, not that we can underestimate Ross County. So in today's video, we're going to have a wee prediction regarding the lineup and the score, and a wee chat regarding some of the stats regarding Celtic and Ross County, and also a couple of wee bits of news update on Celtic players currently. Before we do crack on with the video, as usual, just a wee polite encouragement, suggestion. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please do click that subscribe button. It just takes a few seconds and does broaden and widen the coverage for the channel, gets more Celtic news to more Celtic fans, and even just 1 or 2 new subscribers every day does make me so happy now that we've passed the 1,100 mark. If you do like the video, please do click that like button. Also helps YouTube spread the video to more and more Celtic fans and football fans, and do pop your comments in the comment section, preferably polite, respectful, etc., regarding your own predictions regarding the score, the lineup, and any other Celtic issues of the moment. Celtic take on Ross County tomorrow, 3 o'clock, in the Scottish Premiership. Game Celtic will be looking to win and reinforce our strong position now at the top of the SP. And I think it's also a game in which Brendan Rodgers might look to rest and rotate a few players to see whether any changes to Celtic's best 11 need to take place, or whether to keep the players who have recently been backups as backups coming off the bench, or whether they should take the place of the current first choice players. Not sure that Brendan Rodgers will be quite so willing to take so many risks, as he tends to be a risk-free, risk-averse head coach, stroke manager. But I think he does recognise that few of Celtic's players have not been at their best in the last few matches, whilst the players who've come on to replace them as subs have been very impressive. And I think also there is a general need to rest and rotate Kyogo and Adam Idah, as they are our only 2 current first choice, first team strikers, and so it is best to have them playing a game or 2 as a starter and coming off the bench a game or 2 in between. My predicted lineup or suggested lineup for tomorrow is going to be Kasper Schmeichel in goals, Alistair Johnston at right back, Cameron Carter-Vickers and Austin Trusty as centre backs, and Alex Valle coming in for Greg Taylor at left back. There is a suggestion that Liam Scales might come in to give Cameron Carter-Vickers a rest. However, I'd be inclined to start Carter-Vickers, give him 60 minutes, and assuming that we're a couple of goals up, then we can bring on Scales to give CCV the last half hour off. I think dropping him to the bench or dropping him out the first team squad might give the wrong message to the player and the squad. I think there's little doubt that there is a very big clamour to get Alex Valle in at left back. It's thought that Barcelona have decided not to recall him in the January phase and to let Valle have his whole season at Celtic, and apparently they are very, very pleased with how he is progressing and developing at Celtic, and also are very pleased and happy with the way that Celtic are using Valle currently. I think Greg Taylor has been a bit of a weakness and a liability the last couple of matches, and I think it was quite obvious when Alex Valle came on around about the hour mark against Club Brugge. Celtic considerably improved on the left side at the back defensively, and also Valle was better moving forward into midfield and into the final zone, and of course was pivotal to creating Dyson Maida's equaliser. In midfield, I'm looking for a couple of changes, partly to rest two players who had a lot of football recently, Rio Hatate and Arnie Engels. And so my suggestion would be Luke McCowan on one side, Paolo Bernardo on the other, and Callum McGregor in the middle of midfield. Obviously, Hatate and Engels being on the bench, again bringing them on for 20-30 minutes towards the end of the match to keep their match fitness up for the big game against Aberdeen on Wednesday. And I would expect that on Wednesday, both of those two will start again. On the right, my suggestion is going to be James Forrest instead of Nicholas Kuhn. I think Nicholas Kuhn has also had rather a lot of games of football. There are some concerns about minor hamstring niggles. Thought he was a wee bit off colour and off the pace in the game against Bruges on Wednesday, and so I think Forrest will start on the right and Dyson Maida on the left, with the option to bring Kuhn, Palmer, Yang off the bench late on to replace Forrest and Maida. And through the middle, going to start Adam Idah in place of Kyogo. Not that Kyogo's not been in good form. Both Kyogo and Idah have been scoring goals recently, and I think it's just a question of resting and rotating those two players. Looking at the stats of Celtic and Ross County just recently, Celtic have won the last 12 in a row games against Ross County, with in the last 10 games 27 goals for and 6 against. And Celtic's last loss to Ross County was in February 2021, so obviously we're on a very good long run against them. The last 18 Celtic against Ross County's matches at Celtic Park have seen 15 wins for Celtic and 3 draws. Ross County have gone 23 league games in a row against all opposition without a win, so 14 months away from home without a win in the Scottish Premiership. And looking at Celtic's scoring record, Celtic have scored 2 or more in each of the last 21 league matches, and over those 21 league matches average 3 goals per game, which is a remarkably good stat. And so very much clearly shows that Celtic are massive favourites for tomorrow's game. Ross County have been doing pretty well this season, currently lying 8th in the league, which is probably a few positions above where one might expect them, as they have been relegation battlers for several seasons in the Scottish Premiership, and of course won through the playoffs to get their place back in the Scottish Premiership. I do think in the end that Hibs and Hearts are going to come through, and Ross County will drop down alongside teams such as St Johnstone to be the team that goes down automatically, and the team that is in the playoff against the Scottish Championship playoff winner. In terms of our predicted result for tomorrow's game, I'm going to go for 4-0 to Celtic. I don't think Ross County at Celtic Park are a major threat to scoring against us. I think they'll do their usual of trying to park the bus and frustrate Celtic. I think if Celtic get a nice early goal, get on top in the first 5-10 minutes, I think we could be seeing 4 or 5 goal win tomorrow. does also give Brendan Rodgers a chance to rest a few of the players who will be starters on Wednesday against Aberdeen, and give them also a wee bit of time, 15-20 minutes or so off the bench if required at the end of the game. And so I think it's a game where Celtic should look to win the game and then rest and rotate a few players. One other player that I would like to see in tomorrow's matchday squad, and maybe getting 5-10 minutes at the end of the game, assuming that we're winning comfortably, would be Daniel Cummings, who has been playing very, very well for Celtic's B team and under-19 team. He has so far scored 5 goals in the 5 games Celtic have had in the under-19 Champions League, and scored again in the 1-0 win over Bruges under-19s a couple of days ago in the under-19 Champions League. His contract is up in the summer, and there are said to be quite a number of English Championship teams looking to sign him on a compensation deal, and I am very hopeful that Brendan Rodgers will learn the lesson that we have had from players such as Rocco Vata and Daniel Kelly and Ben Doak over the last couple of seasons, and get Daniel Cummings signed up on a nice 4 or 5 year contract at Celtic, and maybe next season send him out on loan for in a Scottish Championship or English lower division team, or has proven very, very successful with Johnny Kenny, who has been on loan for a couple of seasons now with Shamrock Rovers in Ireland. And this season he has been particularly impressive. Johnny Kenny has scored 18 goals and has been a very important player in Shamrock Rovers being on the verge of qualifying for the playoffs in the European Conference League. And he scored again yesterday evening in Shamrock Rovers' match. His loan contract with Shamrock Rovers is up at the end of 2024, and so in January he could be back in Celtic's squad. And having Cummings and Kenny as backups to Idah and Kyogo would be very useful. I'm still looking for Celtic to bring in another established, experienced striker to form a 3 along with Idah and Kyogo, and having Kenny and Cummings as options coming off the bench and options late in the game to give them full involvement in the team. Alistair Johnston of Celtic in Canada has been nominated as one of the defenders for the squad for FIFA's Team of the Year for 2024. And Alistair Johnston in particular has had a great season for Celtic in Scotland and in Europe, and was one of the leaders of a very successful Canadian team who were the surprise success of the recent Copa America, where he got them into the last third, fourth playoff, which was a remarkable run for Canada. And Alistair Johnston is seen as one of the biggest stars in Canadian football, and is starting to be one of the biggest stars and most important players in Celtic's team. That finishes things off for today's video. Before we finish off, just a wee quick reminder, encouragement, etc. If you are new to the channel and you have enjoyed the video and enjoyed the other content on the channel, please do click that subscribe button. New subscribers just make me so happy, particularly in the miserable cold weather we're having at the moment in Scotland. If you have liked the video, also please do click that like button, and do pop your pleasant, polite comments in the comment section regarding tomorrow's game, your predicted score, predicted lineup, and any other comments on the video or other Celtic issues at the moment. We'll be doing a post-match review video either on Saturday evening or more likely Sunday morning. And so until then, goodbye. Good luck Celtic against Ross County tomorrow afternoon, and hail, hail.